Hey world, and welcome to my channel. I will be reading to you all the Gospel of John, chapter 15, verses 1 through 27. This is day 15. And as I said yesterday, we are in my favorite chapters of St. John. I love St. John's writing. In this particular chapter, yes, I am reading verses 1 through 27, but verses 1 through 17 is my absolute favorite passage of them all, which is the vine and the branches discourse. Anyway, so today is Thursday, April the 15th, 2021. Actually, the reason why the vine and the branches are my favorite passage in all of the Bible is because many years ago when I was at a Christian school, one of the teachers for religion was reading a book about the vine and the branches, so I fell in love with that passage. Anyway, without further ado, I shall begin. And as you can see, I'm still at the convent. Okay. So, chapter 15. The vine and the branches. My favorite. I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine grower. He takes away every branch in me that does not bear fruit, and every one that does, he prunes so that it bears more fruit. You are already pruned because of the word that I spoke to you. Remain in me as I remain in you. Just as a branch cannot bear fruit on its own unless it remains on the vine, so neither can you unless you remain in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever remains in me and I in him will bear much fruit, because without me you can do nothing. Anyone who does not remain in me will be thrown out like a branch and wither. People will gather them and throw them into a fire, and they will be burned. If you remain in me and my words remain in you, ask for whatever you want and it will be done for you. By this is my Father glorified, that you bear much fruit and become my disciples. As the Father loves me, so I also love you. Remain in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will remain in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and remain in his love. I have told you this, so that my joy might be in you and your joy might be complete. This is my commandment: love one another as I love you. No one has greater love than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. You are my friends if you do what I command you. I no longer call you slaves, because a slave does not know what his master is doing. I have called you friends, because I have told you everything I have heard from my Father. It was not you who chose me, but I who chose you and appointed you to go and bear fruit that will remain, so that whatever you ask the Father in my name, he may give you. This I command you: love one another. The world's hatred. If the world hates you, realize that it hated me first. If you belonged to the world would love its own. But because you do not belong to the world, and I have chosen you out of the world hates you. Remember the word I spoke to you. No slave is greater than his master. If they persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they kept my word, they will also keep yours. And they will do all these things to you on account of my name, because they do not know the one who sent me. If I had not come and spoken to them, they would have no sin. But as it is, they have no excuse for their sin. Whoever hates me also hates my Father. If I had not done works among them that no one else ever did, they would not have sin. But as it is, they have seen and hated both me and my Father. But in order that the word written in their law might be fulfilled, they hated me without cause. When the advocate comes, whom I will send you from the Father, the Spirit of truth that proceeds from the Father, he will testify to me. And you also testify, because you have been with me from the beginning. Also, this is how I fell in love with the Gospel of John. Again, many years ago, I watched a movie called The Gospel of John. Can't remember which. I know it was not Ignatius Press, but some company made all 4 Gospels, and they literally kind of read the scripture. And the Gospel of John, they did an amazing job. And just after the Last Supper, when they were doing chapters 14 through 17, I absolutely fell in love. And I've been hooked ever since. And John is different. John's writing is different from the other 3 Gospel writers. John basically shows the divine side of Jesus. And reading John's writings, I do feel closer to Jesus compared to the other 3 Gospels or any other writings. So, yeah. Anyway, make sure to please subscribe to my channel. Make sure you check out my other videos and playlists. God bless.